How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? I hope you don't mind that in this blog I do something that I never did before. This is a very personal kind of a blog for me, because this is a touching moment in my life, because as a Jew, and I don't know if it's exactly a surprise to you that I happen to be Jewish. I can see from the hate mail I get every day that a lot of people do know I'm Jewish. I wish some of the love people would send me more letters than the haters, but they certainly know I'm Jewish. And the thing I want to talk to you as a Jew, and as a very proud Jew, just as I feel you should be proud of whatever your religion is and whatever it represents. I want to talk to you as a Jew, and I want to tell you that I'm celebrating now the great holiday of Chanukah, which is a great festival of light. It represents the freedom of the Jews as a people when they were most threatened to be put out of existence completely. When we reconsecrated the temple and we only had oil enough to last one day, somehow a miracle happened and it lasted for 8 days. And because of those 8 days of oil, luckily the Arabs were in control of the oil at the time, the temple was saved and the Jews were saved. And we celebrate this day of Hanukkah every year, just as the Christians during this time of the year celebrate Christmas. And just like we share in their Christmas celebration, because we thank God that we live in a country where we could be partners with the Christians in celebrating Christmas, what's phenomenal to us, and what the Jews appreciate more than anybody in the world, is this great country. Hanukkah represents what this country represents, the freedom of any tiny minority of people to celebrate their holiday. And not only do they help us celebrate it, but the Christian community of America helps us develop the pleasure and the honor that we get out of the day of Hanukkah. We see it mentioned in all the means of communication, on television and in newspapers. And every time we go any place, we see a sign and we see songs and we hear music, not necessarily only coming from Jews, but that come from the Christians who are happy to help us celebrate Hanukkah. There is no place you go where you don't hear Hanukkah mentioned together with Christmas. To achieve so much, not only freedom, but recognition and appreciation. There's no other country in the world where a Jew could be so celebrated as he is in this country by the Christian community. Not only we thank the Christians of America, but we thank God that we live in America, because together with them, this is the greatest country on earth, and nobody appreciates it more than us. And this reminds me of the speech made by Romney yesterday.
We are a nation under God, and in God we do indeed trust. We should acknowledge the Creator, as did the founders, in ceremony and word. He should remain on our currency, in our pledge, in the teaching of our history, and during the holiday season, nativity scenes and menorahs should be welcome in our public places.
He was celebrating the same kind of a story of Mormonism that we are now with Judaism and Hanukkah. He was telling you in America that he thanks God for this country because it gives Mormons an opportunity to express their religion their own way on their own terms, without any definitions or limitations, without any problem to anybody else, because that's what Mormonism represents. It's an individual religion that expresses the same values of everybody else. That's what he was telling you. Love and brotherhood. And he told you something that he shouldn't have had to tell you, that his presidency will have nothing to do with his religion. His religion is his own business and his own conscience. And he's a partner with other people in that religion. Why does this have anything to do with running this country? He was a governor. Nobody knows of anything he did as a governor that this somehow was affected by his Mormonism. He didn't save a person's life because he was a Mormon and refused to save him because he wasn't. He didn't offer higher taxes for somebody else and lower taxes for a Mormon. If you said you were drowning, he said, don't save him. I heard he's not a Mormon, or we should save him because he is a Mormon. He didn't say, let's talk to this person, but let's not talk to him because he's not a Mormon. Let's not help him. Let's not communicate with him. Let's not do anything for him. Did he ever recognize the difference between one person and another on the basis of religion? If he never did, why should you? And why should you make an issue out of it when he doesn't? And how do you decide to ascribe something to him, a problem for him that he never had and never heard of? And why should it be discussed in a free country? The Constitution is what we should remember, that religion has nothing to do with the governing of America. And nobody should be questioned about his religion. And to even bring up the subject is a shameful chapter in the history of this country. Years from now, people will say, how did it happen that America degraded itself to such an extent that somebody's religion should be brought up when it has nothing to do with his behavior or his commitment to his patriotism or to this country?
There's some who would have a presidential candidate describe and explain his church's distinctive doctrines. To do so would enable the very religious test the founders prohibited in the Constitution. No candidate should become the spokesman for his faith. For if he becomes president, he will need the prayers of the people of all faiths. If I'm fortunate to become your president, I will serve no one religion, no one group, no one cause, and no one interest. A president must serve only the common cause of the people of the United States. And in that spirit, let us give thanks to the divine author of liberty, and together let us pray that this land may always be blessed with freedom's holy light. God bless this great land, the United States of America. Thank you.
Just as you all know that certain songs are known as the most popular celebration songs of Christmas, like Silent Night, or Jingle Bells, or White Christmas. I don't want to bring it up, but it so happens White Christmas was written by a Jewish man. I'll keep it quiet if it disturbs you. And so, there is the most popular Chanukah song is the one I'd like to sing to you. I'm sure not too many people are familiar with it. By now, even the Jews forgot about it, but I remember it. And I think it's a most beautiful song that really represents Hanukkah better than any piece of music ever written. And here it is. Maoz Tzur Yeshuasi Nechono Eloi Shabeach Tikoin Beis Tefilasi Misham Teda Nizameach Yes, doch in Mabeach Mitzacham Mabeach O Zegmer Beshir Mizmoach Chanukah Has HaMizbeach. Happy Hanukkah and Merry Christmas.